It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the AMP Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
You're not just one damn thing. You say you love, it's hard to be in sync. We were set for life, then I saw the other side. Now I'm dancing on the run. Oh, Gemini makes me feel alive. Wake me up, shake me up. They say all that you do is lie. There's a side of you, pulls me into you. Got that way of showing me that you're bad news. Oh, Gemini makes me feel alive. Wake me up, shake me up. They say all that you do is lie. Up in the air, that's where you take me, I swear. I always knew that you would be a game of truth or dare. We were set for life, then I saw the other side. Now I'm dancing on the run. Gemini makes me feel alive. Wake me up, shake me up. They say all that you do is lie. There's a side of you, pulls me into you. Got that way of showing me that you're bad news. Oh, Gemini makes me feel alive. Wake me up, shake me up. They say all that you do is lie. All that you do is lie. All that you do is lie. Tonight, up in the air, that's where you take me, I swear. I always knew that you would be a game of truth or dare. Oh, Gemini makes me feel alive. Wake me up, shake me up. They say all that you do is lie. There's a side of you, pulls me into you. Got that way of showing me that you're bad news. Oh, Gemini makes me feel alive. Wake me up, shake me up. They say all that you do is lie. Gemini, all that you do is lie. All you do is lie.
Happy Valentine's Day from the crew at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. I'm your host from Stress Less and Decompress with Katie, and I'm here to share some activities to do on Valentine's Day with your friends or even just by yourself. Just because you're alone doesn't mean you have to feel lonely. Consider buying yourself flowers, having a self-care night, or even inviting some friends over. Take advantage of this time to yourself and celebrate self-love.
Bam.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Monday morning.
Good
The
morning to
day
you.
After the Super Bowl, I got to tell you, Super Bowl, I got to congratulate the KC Chiefs. What a game.
It was a great game.
What a performance by the Eagles. I should say, and I know that the kids were talking about controversial calls and everything else. I thought it was the right call, but it's that Mahomes still pulls it out of the hat.
What do you think they shot his ankle up with that he was able to come back out and do?
Novocaine or something. They numbed it up. But it isn't even that. It's the ability to be able to perform under duress. Because it wasn't just one score. It wasn't two scores. It was every score.
It
was a kickback. It was a slippery field. It was all sorts of
Yeah, they
stuff.
all kept slipping on the logo in the middle.
Well, remember, the kicker missed a field goal. Otherwise, the Chiefs would have been up by 3 at the beginning of the game. And again, the field is treacherous. It's like playing football on ice.
It wasn't, and I'm not a big football fan, but it was back and forth. I mean, it was down to, what, a minute 6 at the end?
And then they got really rowdy at the end saying, oh, you guys didn't give us any credit, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, give me a break. Mahomes is the most expensive quarterback in the,
What's
in
he
the
get
game.
paid?
$500 million.
He's
But
what,
he endorsed me.
27?
He's going to be the first billion-dollar football player. $1 billion would it be? And I'm going to tell you, I got to tip my hat. For one day, he was the best. And Hurst, I'm going to tell you.
He was great. I got to tell you, he was amazing. That touchdown he threw, I mean, all of them, but
Well, he ran 3.
when he ran, yeah.
But he also, I hear that Kersey, the center for the Eagles, is retiring. Why? That guy was a beast. That offensive line, they're all beasts.
I don't know.
Nobody could stop them. I said whoever had the ball last was going to win the game. Because you got to keep both quarterbacks off the field. So I don't know. I think that the Eagles had a game plan to keep Mahomes off the field. And it was, it wasn't that one call that ended up deciding that game.
What'd you end up doing? Did you go to a party, do anything fun?
No, I just called my bookie. I got to tell
How'd
you.
you do?
Did very well.
Lunch on you today?
No.
Oh, not that
I haven't
well?
collected it yet.
Oh.
I'll do it this week. But I got to tell you, the heavy money was on the Eagles. And the underdog, Gio writes to me in the morning, always rooting for the underdog. I said, I always root for the AFC. I'm an AFC guy. My brother installed that
When
to
they
me.
won, I thought, oh, he was right again, is what I was thinking.
I haven't been right too much in the Super Bowl.
I know, but you were good on this one.
Normally you beat me.
Normally I am, I know.
But what a game. I knew right off the beginning, when the national anthem was played, it was the first time they had a woman fly over in the history
That
of the
was
game.
amazing, wasn't it?
All women. And then when you see the head of the Eagles crying like a baby, and everybody's asking, what the hell was he crying about? Nobody knows, but there's rumor that he was proud to be an American. I mean, that our soldiers, they show the soldiers all over the world. And for what is it? What does the national anthem run? 3 minutes? For 3 minutes, man, you have to admit that's America's sport. America the great. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but for 3 minutes, I felt proud of being American. And also the commercials.
Oh my gosh, they were
Josh
unbelievable.
didn't even touch on the commercials.
Oh, that's good then. Then we get to touch on
All
the
these
commercials.
cameos all over the place. Did you see the cat? Paramount has some good commercials.
Paramount.
The cat.
With Sylvester Stallone, his
That was
face,
the
Mount
best.
Rushmore.
That was-
and then
that
he
was the one I
sneezes
liked.
and he goes flying. That was
the
a
one
good-
I liked.
They were all really good.
You didn't have a favorite?
Every time I watched one, Chuck's like, oh, this isn't funny. And then they were, was it the dancing cat? They were like the dancing animals. They were dancing to something. And then Tubi had a ton of commercials.
Number one commercial for me, and I'm proud to say this,
Was what? The Mets commercial?
right there, baby. Right there, here we go. And we begin the season, but that was my number one commercial.
The commercials were amazing. What about halftime? Hashtag she's pregnant, obviously.
Well, I think I said she was bringing a baby.
Yes, you did. How did you know that?
I said it, and everybody's like,
No, right, you said she's bringing a guest, she's bringing the baby. And I said to you, why would she bring her baby? Yes, you did.
And she has a pouch.
Yes,
did
she
you
did.
see how they elevated all those things?
First of all, I can't imagine doing that not pregnant. And she's significantly pregnant enough that you knew Rihanna was pregnant. To be elevated like that and to dance and move and sing like that,
But was that optics, or was she really elevated?
I think she was really elevated. Killed it, nailed it.
Now, there was a big article yesterday. I was reading how the Super Bowl lip syncs all the halftime shows. And a lot of the artists, including Michael Jackson when he did it, did not want to lip sync. They wanted, and they weren't playing guitars. And all the instruments are all fake. They're not plugged in.
Last night too?
I don't know, because she says if I don't get to sing some of it, I'm not doing it. So the NFL has a strict policy. They like lip sync. So it
Why?
sounds, because the way they do it is a machine. They have something that follows her lips. So if she slurs her words, the song gets slurred.
I don't understand the costume though. If any of you guys or anyone
She's
understands,
pregnant.
well, you can wear a lot of things pregnant.
She wanted to cover it.
There was no covering
It
that.
was huge.
Thank you very much. I did not understand the whole
There's
costume
a whole lot of
situation.
women there. What are you talking about?
I didn't but then why wear so many layers? Like enhance it and spotlight
Maybe
it.
she doesn't want to enhance nothing. What is it with those white things that we're wearing?
But they were the white version of the red thing. So I didn't understand the
those
costume.
white things look like Scooby-Doo's on steroids or something.
Katie, put that back up. The hoodies? I don't know what the white
hoodies.
things were.
That's the second time. Wasn't there somebody
Yeah.
who also did hoodies? What
I
is it
don't
with the
know what
hoodies?
I don't know what that was. And maybe when I realized that, I think I'm just old watching the
It's
Super
not
Bowl.
old. I remember. It's funny at they mentioned this at the coin toss at the beginning of the game. If you look at the first Super Bowl, there was 3 guys on each side and the ref. That's it. Last night there was 50 people there with cameras.
Watching the coin toss.
50.
It's evolved. But it was a great game. Josh, we're very sorry. Frank sends his condolences also.
I don't never very sorry. Why? How many people know your city is not only in the World Series, they're in the Super Bowl?
Charlotte, right, exactly. We're just like Rihanna.
Dawn's about to illustrate that.
Not pregnant, though, thank goodness.
We'll put a pillow on you. But how many teams do you know have?
No. The past season, Philly lost in the MLS Finals. We lost in the World Series Finals, and now we just lost in the Super Bowl. So
Yeah,
I'm
but-
waiting for the Sixers to make it to the NBA Finals.
Well, you got the Sixers, you got the
But
Flyers.
look, they all made it far, though. That's tremendous.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't say that anymore. Because I went to this strange place called Marlins Stadium where the Mets and the Marlins were playing, and he said to me in the extra innings, watch this. And the pitch, boom, they hit the home run.
Yeah.
We went home. I went home a loser, and he went home a winner because he likes the Marlins. Then the Phillies show up in the World Series. I said the same thing, not going to happen. And then I had to shut up because it did happen. And they kept winning. And they kept winning. If they beat the Astros, I would have had to hide my face across the street somewhere. So this year, we're going after
Mets
the
going
Phillies.
all the way?
We're going, I don't know, but we're going after the Phillies. The Mets feel slighted at the
heaven.
Braves, and you're going to see some of this. I'm telling you, I'm predicting it right now. You're going to see brawls in baseball between the Mets, the Phillies, and the Braves. It's going to get ugly because the Mets feel that they should have done better. When the Braves pulled out, let's see how you act at the end. And they challenged them, and they were right. They knocked the Mets out. But the Phillies, the hell did they come from?
I
It's
don't
going to be
know.
good.
But it was a good game, is all I can say. So congratulations to Kansas City and the Eagles, too. Just for making it's not just for making it. They made it, and it was close. I mean, you were down to the wire.
The Eagles were winning the
so
game.
it was a great game.
I thought the Eagles were the better team yesterday
It was a really great
in
game.
the first half.
Tomorrow's
I thought
Valentine's
Casey
Day.
was- Yes, we have a Valentine's show.
Let me tell you what happened to me over the weekend.
Are
When
we
I-
going to tomorrow or over the weekend? Is it forward or backwards?
Tomorrow's Valentine's. We'll go back and then we'll go forward. We went out for this lovely dinner in South Beach. Going to South Beach is like, I got to be your age to actually attempt that ever again. Like, no, only for my very dear friends. He had a heart attack 2 weeks ago. He got airlifted to Miami. He got a stent. Thank goodness he's healthy. and they called and said, we're in town, we can't fly home for a week. Can we go to dinner? He had his stent put in on his 59th birthday, and it was their 30th wedding anniversary. I'm going to say no? Like, of course, we'll meet you for dinner Saturday
He was
night.
there for dinner after having a stent a week ago?
He had a stent, yeah. He had a stent on Monday, got discharged on Tuesday,
I met you for dinner
and we had
last
dinner on
Saturday.
Saturday night. They would
I
not
can
let
tell you
him.
this ain't going to work out well already.
They would not let him fly home for a week, so they're
Fly
staying in Miami
home. He
Beach
shouldn't
for a
even
week.
be in Miami having dinner.
Well, he
Who
had the
does
stent
that?
in Miami. He
Or
was,
maybe he was having dinner and they were checking his stent at the.
no, I'm telling you, it was amazing, right? 59 years old, had a stent put in, and we had dinner, South Beach. Over an hour to get down there. The place is freaking crazy. People who go down there, I don't even know. But once we got down there, the dinner was lovely. Everything was great. We valet park at the car. We get in the car. And there's an eyeglass case sitting on the passenger seat. And you know Chuck, he's a little OCD, which there's nothing ever sitting on any seat. And I go, what happened? Whose is this? He says, that's mine. I go, why is it on the seat? He opens his center console. We open the glove compartment. The valet had ransacked the car. Gone through the glove compartment, gone through his console, trunk, his prescriptions, his lab coat, his hospital IDs. Almost everything was that they took stupid things, but they had his keys.
How do you know they didn't break into the car?
They had this because nothing looked broken into. We valet parked. They showed the car went from the restaurant to the garage and then back to pick us up. Somewhere in the garage, the car was ransacked, and
I'm
there was a
saying-
wet wipe in there. Like they tried to wipe everything down, and they left the wipe in there.
I'm saying that the
They
valet.
left the freaking wipe.
Of course, they have to wait for the fingerprints. It sounds to me like somebody was watching the garage and they got in somehow. They got a gizmo in Miami, and there's got to be cameras anyway.
So they said they were going to look at the cameras today.
Wow, this is either one stupid crook or the guy's a genius.
I don't know, but it was crazy.
It's the distraction from the bank heist they just did.
And they took the silliest things, which means there's something more. They took a little pocket knife, they took a little screwdriver, an old sweat jacket, like silly things. A little piece of plastic that went to his front bumper, things that made no sense.
A piece of plastic went to his front bumper.
You know, like if you get your car towed, there's little pieces of plastic, I guess, that go over the hooks. Well, I guess his fell off, so we ordered a new one. It was in the glove compartment. The bag was there, but the piece was missing. Really weird things.
I don't know. This story gets better and better.
But I don't know. Anyway, I'll fill you in when I find out what happened to the report.
No, we're going to tomorrow.
Now, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. We have a big show here tomorrow.
We do. We have Johnny Melnick is going to come play some love tunes.
We got Johnny, we got Michelle Landers, we have her brother Arthur Tassinello coming in, numerology, love, Lynn Everard. We also have the love coach coming back in. He was here last week. Bruce will be in.
Bruce is going to do the love game somehow. I don't know how that's going to work out.
Dating game,
Some kind of dating game.
something
right?
you always wanted to do.
No, I played the dating game one time. I won. But this is a different version. I don't know what he's talking about.
He does like speed dating for singles, but I think it's an older demographic.
I told him we could put people out or from here to the parking lot. They could speed date.
So very interesting. So if you're in the area, come down tomorrow for our Valentine's Day show. And then we've got Meta Lifestyle, so I'm sure she's going to be here and all of her guests. So a big show, big day tomorrow in the studio.
It's going to be complicated.
Time to, I know, rev it up for Valentine's Day. Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got Alex and his entourage,
Crew.
is what I think. His crew. I'm not sure who they are, but we're going to find out. More to come. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. And we've got Sally today at 3 also.
Yep.
We'll be right back. A lot of things.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
That's nice.
I don't do evil, scary things as very well. You know me. I much prefer tea and flowers, my unicorns, and it all.
I go to Walmart and I see nothing but evil.
That's why I don't go.
This is kind of
That's
cool.
why I can't go to Walmart anymore.
Alex is here. I want to welcome Alex and the crew.
Alex is one of our former interns here at the studio, and he pops in and out every once in a while. Every once in a while, he says, "Can I bring my crew, my cast?" And we said, "Okay." We weren't sure you were really going to bring them or come, but welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, so like she said, I used to be a producer here for what, 6 months? About. This is a film that I actually wrote in school while I was coming here producing, and I decided to make it come to life. And right here I have my beautiful cast and crew. Well, crew. I say crew because LJ back there, if you saw the trailer, Fire Creek Entertainment, that's his company. He helped produce the film as well. All the equipment that I used was because of him. He provided me with everything to make this film possible. And then you have the lead actress right here, Karina.
Hi, thanks for having us all today. Really excited
Such a
to be
pleasure
here.
to have you. So how did you all come together? It's not through school.
No. So there's this website for those who are into film and want to make films and whatever. There's a website called Backstage, if you guys don't know about it, where you can find either jobs to work or find a cast or do casting to find a cast. And that's where I found everyone.
So you searched for them.
Yeah.
And you brought them all together.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I went through the whole casting process, and these were the four that I chose. They were the four that caught my eye.
It's your movie?
Yes. So I wrote it, I produced it, and I directed it.
Do you know he was that talented?
Yeah,
Wow.
I used to edit for you guys.
of course.
Well, editing and what you did are two totally
yeah,
different
it's completely
things.
different.
He brought in the little
The drone,
the
correct.
drone, and he took it to Space of Mine and everything.
Well, give us an idea. What is the synopsis of the movie?
So the synopsis is a girl who's obsessed with everything about the supernatural, and she finds a really old Ouija board, and it's one thing she's been trying to search for, and in searching for it, the inevitable happens. So it ends up screwing with her, not only her, but Felipe over there played the boyfriend in the film, and he gets the worst of it.
So hold on a second. So he writes this thing, and ladies and gentlemen, you get invited to be a cast on this thing. I'm sure you went through more than just them, but what made you decide to do the film?
Karina?
Well, personally for me, I've loved horror since I was a kid. So
You love
everything-
horror?
Yes, everything horror, everything thriller. So when I came across the script, I read it. I was like, this is for me. I'm definitely gonna apply. So I didn't hear from him for like a couple of days, and I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, because it really meant a lot to me. I really wanted to be on the film. So when he reached out like a couple of days later, I was really excited when he told me he wanted me to be a part of the film.
I had about, I think, 80 submissions.
How many?
80.
Wow.
And
So you went through all of that?
I went through all that. Me and my team, not just me. My DP, unfortunately, can't be here today. He helped me with the casting. So choosing the cast and everything, it was me and him working out the team. And then we ended up bringing on more people to help out on set.
Who paid for this?
My mom, she helped out.
Wow.
My mom, and also, well, the equipment was all free thanks to LJ, who helped out with that. He saw potential in the film because now I didn't know that he was a producer. I just I casted him to play Sean, and when he told me he had his own company and he had equipment, that's where me and him connected. And now we also have, not only do we have this film coming out, we also have future projects that we're working on soon.
Yeah, we have a bunch of them in development. So when I actually auditioned for the role as Sean, I was like, let me reintroduce myself. I'm LJ Ugarte from Fire Creek Entertainment, and pretty much presented that I do specialize in making horror pictures. So I went ahead and got a glimpse of his project, and I said, you know what? who is producing this? It needs to be produced the proper way. So I went ahead and showed them my expertise in what I do, and the rest is history. We made a good picture.
So when you produce a horror film, which is probably different than other films, what makes it stand out? What is it that stands you out to do it correctly?
Just it all starts out with a proper storyline and high-end quality, because what we do at Fire Creek is we like to choose films that are based on quality, not quantity. It has to be done in a certain format, especially nowadays. Everything is done in 4K, HD. And I didn't want just to make another cliche horror picture. I wanted something that's going to gravitate the audience, especially these young kids nowadays that are into the supernatural and reality-esque type of horror television now. So I wanted to incorporate all that together to tell the story of Karina's character and Philippe's character being possessed by a Ouija board, which is something you see now in the supernatural shows on TV.
Yeah.
So we wanted to incorporate that in this film.
Well, the interesting thing, back in the day, I used to love horror films.
Right. Yeah.
Things that I noticed in this little clip is the music.
Oh, yeah.
Where'd you get the music?
Actually, I have my best friend who recently got into producing. He's actually the one helping out with the score, and it's free. He's doing it for free. So I've been able to do a professional short film for basically no charge. The only thing we paid for was catering to feed the cast and crew.
Now, did you pay the cast and crew?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
All right, so you guys are all
But they
doing
will
this.
be getting paid in recognition and stuff.
And
'cause-
IMDb credit.
yeah,
Yeah, the main intentions to do this film was to not only just boost everyone's career and get them an IMDb credit, a demo reel, and also the opportunity to submit the film to the horror film festivals, or
Yeah.
not just the horror film festivals in general. Therefore, agents, producers, managers, people in the business see the potential in your work, and it'll elevate them to the next level. It'll give them just a heads up.
Now-
How does he get that information? Do you help him elevate it?
So
Yes.
LJ has been helping me.
Absolutely.
He's actually had a few awards himself. He had an Emmy. He had the IndieX Award.
Wow.
It's
short film award.
my company has. I've been producing. Well, I've been running Fire Creek Entertainment for 17 years.
How old are you?
Here in, I'm still 25.
That's what I thought.
No, actually, I'm 42 years old. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, as well.
I thought you were 25, seriously.
I know. Thanks.
look
Thank you. Thank you. But just the expertise that I've accumulated over the years, I was able to contribute to making a small film like this as if it was a major Hollywood production. Because it's not always necessarily about the money, just the type of quality you're willing to put out the film.
Well, let me ask you, at 42, you've done this for 17 years.
Well, 30 years in altogether, because I started as a child actor.
Why would you want to help them get started versus taking where you are? You've already won an Emmy, going up and out.
Yes.
What makes you so compelled to help them?
Because I see potential in them, that I've seen a lot of greatness in them. I see myself in them when I started out. Because when I started out in the business, I really didn't have any mentor, and I didn't really have anybody to give me the opportunity. And that was the reason why I started Fire Creek Entertainment. The whole putting together Fire Creek Entertainment was to give the underdog, like myself, the opportunity to be able to grow, especially in the community. My company is based in West Palm Beach, Florida, and I don't see a lot of companies giving others opportunities to be able to take a small little script and to make it into something big. So this is more like my contribution.
That's amazing.
When he started out, he had nothing but like a broken luggage.
Yeah.
When he first started, like he had literally
You
nothing.
know him that long?
No, we just got
Don't
to know
tell
each
me
other
you're
over the
42 also.
production.
They pretty much know my story.
He became like an
the
inspiration.
I got to tell you, a couple of things are happening here at the same time. Number one, they're trying to bring the movie industry back into Florida.
Absolutely. And
So what's happening is, I always wanted to be involved in the movie industry, but not making movies, displaying movies, putting them out there.
Right.
So we have agreements with Movies of Del Rey, who put all the short film festival winners on there. I think it was 2 hours worth of short films. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I've talked to the universities, for the producers that are in the other room, about adding a component of movie making.
Right.
The problem is there's nobody of their age, of your age, doing it. So to get people involved like you're doing right now, it's just music to my ears because all these kids want a shot at doing something. And there's tons of talent, whether it's editing, animation, whether it's computer and camera work, all of it is there. That it happens to be horror, it could be a love story, it could be anything else.
That's right.
So I want to talk to you guys afterwards because we've got into making videos for music.
And Josh did a music video, yeah.
And it's changed because if you guys bring it and keep bringing it, then the pressure is going to be put on. There are people right now mounting and pushing for the governor to allow incentives. The problem is the incentives.
Well, Frank just had that big event last week.
And it's a free-to-work state, so you don't have to worry about too much of the union, even though most of our films, we range from no budget to $500,000 budget, because we've produced a great deal of films, but we've produced it out of West Palm Beach. Since we are subcontracted, we do travel all over the U.S., and now I have something pending in Canada. That was the whole premise of starting the company, is to give the opportunities to the underdog. I've never gotten that opportunity. I had to create it. I couldn't sit around waiting, hey, I'm going to get my big shot. I didn't have time for that. So I decided to create it for myself, and that's where these guys come in, and a lot of the students from the universities, I use a lot of interns to work on our films. They get letters of recommendations, they get film credits, they get IMDb credits, and therefore to help them elevate them to the next level. So if they decide to go to Tyler Perry, Warner Brothers, Paramount, they have a letter of recommendation from us to be able to help them move up to step forward. And I've seen a lot of my crew gone off to do great things. A lot of the kids that I've put on in my films are doing amazing jobs right now. Couldn't be more proud.
That's impressive. I want to talk a little bit about the film itself. So beginning to end, Ouija board, a lot of people are a little bit squirmish about Ouija boards. I wanted to bring one in here, they won't let me.
I chose to write a script or a film about a Ouija board because I have experience with Ouija boards. Before, like in high school, me and my friends would just mess around with them. We'll buy them at Barnes & Noble and just mess around with it. And, you know, from my personal experience, I know it's real. Because we did it at a hospital, and a bunch of stuff, there's an abandoned hospital in Miami Gardens. We did it there, and a whole bunch of stuff started happening to us. People were getting pushed around, tugged, and, you know, so yeah, for personal experience, I knew it was real, and I knew that other people that know about Ouija board that will find an interest to this movie will see that, you know, I'm kind of using personal experience to make it come to life.
Didn't it scare you to mess around with the supernatural?
It did.
What about the actor?
It definitely scared me because I had never seen one prior to working with Alex. So actually, he kept telling me during one scene where I'm actually talking to the board, he kept telling me, just remember to say goodbye every time that you talk to it. And because I was just, you know, I was filming, so I wasn't really paying attention to saying goodbye part. So one night, actually in my house, something did happen to me, which nothing had ever happened to me before. It wasn't anything crazy, but I did feel like someone just kind of tugged my sheets and covered my face with my sheets. And so the next day I told them about it, and I was kind of freaking out. I'm like, is this going to be an every night occurrence? But that was like the only instance.
Did you guys use the Ouija? You guys involved with the Ouija board on the air in the movie? Did you use it?
It was just her.
It was just me. Yeah.
And you guys
I didn't dare to mess with that. I didn't dare to mess with that. I didn't want to mess with that.
I brought my Bible on set every day. My Bible in my bag.
There's a reason I'm asking this question before you make your point. One of the greatest movies I saw was The Exorcist.
No.
And I saw how they shot it. And The Exorcist had a lot of problems. Cameras and lights falling, people getting hurt on the set. They had to stop producing for 6 months. If you look it up, it's all there. So I'm really interested because I know that you're involved with the Ouija. You want nothing to do with it. How do you balance that out in the movie? Because they got to be around it, don't they?
Yeah, like I said, like she was saying, I made sure that she would say goodbye to the board. But not only did she have an experience with, you know, with the Ouija board, the night after she had her experience, I had one in bed.
It's a movie in itself, guys.
I was up till 4 in the morning.
Behind the scenes.
And it felt like someone was like patting my back. I turned around like thinking it was my mom or dad or whatever. I turned around, there was no one there. It was like a heavy petting, like it was like a heavy hand.
Do you have any idea who it was when you were talking to the Ouija board? Were you asking it things? Were you bringing up entities?
She asked it a question because it was in the script, but that's as far as we went. It was just asking one question and saying goodbye to the board. After we shot it, because there was a brief time where we had to continue the shot, so she didn't, say goodbye. And that's what you have to do. There was a point where she did the thing and she asked a question, and in that shot she had to turn around to Felipe's character and talk to him because his character asked her a question. So she took her hand off it, and immediately when she did that, I said, "Keep your hand on the board." I had to cut. I had to cut the shot right there. I was like, "Keep your hand on the board. Don't take it off," because as soon as you take it off, it's supposed to be like that you're allowing it.
Frank says, "Be very careful. Evil is real. Demons are real. Hell is real. I saw it."
Now, the other question I have,
Agreed,
did you
Frank.
work the Ouija by yourself? Or was there a second set of hands? Because normally when I used to do it,
was
there
just
was
her.
always 4 hands.
No, it's just my hands. Yeah.
And did it move?
No.
The Ouija never moved?
No, I didn't. I never saw it.
It never
move, no.
moved, but I was trying to make sure that she said goodbye and that she kept her hand on it.
So would you have continued doing the movie
check
if it
the-
had moved?
Production would have been
These guys
cut
would have
right
been
there.
out 86 out the door.
Sorry,
If the Ouija board, if the planchette would have moved,
Would I- would have kept-
would she keep going?
I think I have a commitment to this movie, and,
So you
and I
would've
would have,
stayed.
yeah, I would have stayed.
I'm going to tell you.
How many other movies have
See
you
ya.
done?
Along with this one, I've done 2 other shorts.
My film was actually her first time acting in a film.
How many movies you guys have done?
I've done 3 so far. His was also my first. I did 2 other short ones as well.
And it's all through this backstage platform?
Yeah.
Backstage.
It's very cool.
How many did you do?
Brian?
I did one last year. It's a very good comedy cultural film. And then I did a couple college films because they have like little college showcases. So they put jobs on backstage for their college showcases. So you see a lot of those on there. And they're all really cool. Same thing. It's a bunch of people just trying to start, trying to showcase their work. Very inspiring to meet these college kids and to give me an opportunity. It's great.
Moira, have you ever heard of Backstage? Have you ever
Have
looked
you
at
acted?
it?
Have you ever acted in them?
It used to be a magazine in New York, actually.
Yes, it was. It was a
It was-
magazine.
It was a Village Voice. It was a
Yes, it was.
thing,
in
and
the
I've
Village
done
Voice.
I've done 47 films.
47.
And
You've done 47 films?
Mm-hmm. yes,
Is the Village Voice still around?
yeah, it is now.
It
It's
is?
digital.
Ah.
It's now
And
digital.
then
That's
what's
how.
NYU? Village Voice was the place to be.
Yeah, that's how actors used to get work on Broadway.
Yep.
Or any type of productions in New York. It started out like that. Now it's on backstage.com, right?
And you're from Brooklyn?
Yes.
What part of Brooklyn?
Gravesend. Coney Island. It's my neighborhood.
And you started as a child actor?
Yeah.
What'd you act in? What'd you star in?
I was in, I was in The Nutcracker, done The Wizard of Oz, I've done Pocahontas, these were like plays in New York. And then as I progressed, got older, fueled it, educated myself on it because it is show business.
Yeah.
So once I left the stage, the comfort of that, then I went ahead and took it serious, learned the business side first, because a lot of young actors don't realize that it is a business. There's paperwork, there's unions, there's bosses, executives.
And you all work as
hire-ins.
independent contractors.
And of course, there's those two. So, yeah.
I think it's
Wow.
the right set of eyes watching the film. I think that the more you put it out there, all you need is the right set of eyes. After that, God only knows what can happen. I used to do something down at the film festival in Fort Lauderdale. They have a movie theater, an old movie theater down there that does it every year.
Oh, the Savoy Theater?
Yeah. And this year they did it again, and because of our show on Friday, they're involved with that as well. There's a lot of moving parts. You know, a lot of people, you ask them to play the movie in the movie theaters, and they'll say, can you bring in 100 people to see it, and then they'll work a deal with you and everything else. But I have to applaud the aspects, Alex, because I know you a little bit, and I never thought that you would do it. But apparently, from what you've done,
everyone thought.
I didn't think you would apply it because it takes a lot of work.
It does. It does. I will say.
Say it closer to your mic.
Huh?
Closer.
Oh yeah. I would say during production we've had a lot of ups and downs when it came to like the very first day we had our original producer. We had to let him go because he was being inappropriate on film on set. But the very first day he was in charge of doing the schedule and completely messed us up. So we barely got anything done the first day. The second
We were
day
cursed with the curse of scheduling conflicts. That was our curse.
That was the work of the Ouija.
How long
the
did
demons
the-
work.
how
Yeah.
We
long
got
did it
COVID,
take
a
to
couple
film
of
it?
us,
And
too.
COVID, oh geez.
we started on November 4th and then we didn't finish until January 7th. Yeah, I think our last day was January 7th. That's when we did like reshoots.
And who's doing the editing of it?
My friend Leo. I actually met him last semester in class. He's a great graphic designer. He's the one that actually did the edit for the trailer.
So you did an entire movie for lunch?
Huh?
All your costs were food.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to make it?
So we started in
2
early
months?
November. We
3
finished
months?
in January.
2 months.
So we took a break because of the holidays, but then also it was right before Christmas. We had a little party with the cast, crew, and a bunch of other friends, and almost everyone got COVID at that party.
Well, that's always nice.
So not only that, we had Felipe here. We couldn't film without him because LJ and Brian were basically already done, and our last few shots, our last few scenes had to be with Felipe and Karina together. But Felipe went out to vacation. I'm not gonna blame him for that. It's family. He went to Brazil. That's where he's from. So
Where was all this shot? I know your house you mentioned.
my house
His
and
house,
and
Your
and
house?
an antique shop in Cooper City.
2 places or 3?
Two
places. Your house and the
antique shop.
What was
The,
that like? Did you
the
bring the
antique shop,
Ouija
very
board to the
beautiful.
antique shop?
Very beautiful.
We did.
The owner was present the entire time. Of course, we had to be careful because it was a lot of stuff in like very tight place. But not only that, she had customers walking around. So if a customer wanted to go through, we had to stop filming.
Remember that.
Yeah, that was
Did you
interesting.
sage or Palo Santo or anything, wear crystals or anything to protect yourselves?
Yeah.
You did.
Sage.
We actually
Okay.
had the room that we shot in.
LJ did. Nobody else decided to partake and clear
Yeah.
the energy space?
Don't play
Not only
that.
that, but it was no, actually,
play that mess.
after you left on the second day.
Alex is like, no, bring it on.
I don't play
Literally.
that mess.
No, the guy. So there was a little room that we shot in that you saw LJ and Karina go towards in the trailer. It was actually owned by a supernatural specialist. That room we found out
paranormal.
after.
Yeah, real paranormal guy.
Yeah, real paranormal guy.
Supernatural specialist.
Yes.
Yeah,
He was
yes.
a real,
Special.
a
The
real
guy
guy.
has a YouTube
yeah.
channel and everything, and he blessed us.
Thank God.
He blessed us.
Now, was there any kind of makeup artist involved?
Yes, actually, a good friend of mine. I've known her for a few years, and I knew she was always into makeup, and she's also another good graphic designer. She actually did the makeup on Karina, on everyone actually.
On everyone.
The heaviest in makeup was obviously Karina, because we did a part where Karina was like possessed, so we did it in stages. So it was like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So it was like applying more makeup each time. And towards the end, Karina had full vein, black eyes,
She's like a ghost.
basically, like the demonic possession was like kind of taking over her body and wearing it down.
Okay, I have to ask you, you're okay doing that type of role?
Yeah,
You
I
don't
was
feel
all
as if
for it.
you
She
don't
loved
feel
you.
as if there's a demon, or it can take a human form, or its spirit can.
No, I
None of
mean, I've always been into that kind of stuff, so I wasn't really scared.
Oh, she's always
About
been
it?
into
Oh,
it.
Yeah, it's her natural
But,
self.
It's better than you're the one that's like, bring it on.
I'm gonna say it's the whole studio when they leave. I don't know.
This is the abnormal side. She has that normal.
I need Frank here. Frank, where are you? Or
Wow,
Sally?
I'm a Tez little woman.
Right? All right, let's take a commercial break. More to come. What's the name of the movie?
Homosadium Corentum.
What?
Homosadium Corentum.
Homo sapien.
It's Latin for bloody murder.
Yeah,
Bloody
Latin.
murder.
Homocidium.
Homocidium.
Are you all Hispanic?
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Everyone's
everyone here is
Latin?
Latino.
Is that Spanish for?
For bloody murder.
Is it?
It's Latin.
It's Latin. It's Latin, so the dead language is Latin
Well,
for
we're gonna
bloody
get
murder.
into how the hell you came up with that.
Take a quick commercial break. More to come. Wow.
Yeah, in the back.
We'll be right back.
Wow.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come on down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
kind of cool, right? They do Ouija boards and I do magic wands. So
We're back.
we got opposite sides of the spectrum here. Gosh, I wish Frank were here. The reinforcements.
Frank is watching.
You know, he's got this group, this foundation called Florida Arts Network to bring all of the arts and the movies back to Florida and to bring actors together. Were you at his event?
I heard of one of them, and I tried to go. I just didn't have transportation at the time, but I've heard of it, and I want to check it out.
So we got to connect you guys with
Yeah,
Frank.
he comes in here a lot. So when he's in here, we'll invite you guys to talk to him. I think it's a good push in this industry right now. It has to come back to Florida, and that's what they're pushing for. You got to remember, people stopped taking an interest, and like we had an intern that went up to Atlanta to intern up there. He's still up there because he didn't have any opportunities out here. But I love the fact that you guys are grinding it out and putting it out. Now it says February 17th, grand opening where?
So, originally, I didn't know that you can't release a film before putting it out into a film festival. So I changed it. Well, me and my team, we changed it to where we're just going to release a second trailer on that day instead of the actual film.
So you can't put it out unless it's in a film festival?
No, because, okay, so you can't, before submitting it to a film festival, you're not allowed to publicly release the film.
Ah, gotcha.
So, I mean,
So that trailer is publicly releasing it?
Yeah. The trailer's fine, but you can't release the actual film.
What film festival are you guys releasing it to?
So I'm going to do Hollywood Florida Film Festival, Indie X, and United International Artists Film Festival.
And you sent it in already to be approved?
Not yet, because we're still editing the film.
Are you still editing?
Yeah, we're still in post-production.
So you're still not fully exercised?
Yeah,
And
not
you're a
fully.
student. You're still in school.
Huh?
You're
I'm still in school,
in
yeah.
school. LJ, you've got this full production company going.
Yes,
So you're
that's-
busy and busy.
Oh, yes,
How about the other three? Karina, what are you up to?
So I'm actually a mom, so I have 2 girls at home. So
How old are you?
I'm 33.
What the hell, man?
What
do
are
they
you guys
drink?
drinking?
The final youth, that's what they're drinking.
33. I think she was like 20.
Thank you.
And the 42
Yeah, I get that a
looks
lot.
like
How
he's
old are
19.
your girls?
I have a 13-year-old and a 6-year-old.
You got a what?
13.
A 13-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Do the math.
That's why they picked it as a Ouija.
Holy cow. Wow.
And I work in healthcare. I'm an MRI tech, so
Of
I
course you
work
are. Why not?
part-time.
Running for president tomorrow.
And then I do gigs. I try to do acting gigs whenever I have a chance.
Wow.
Wow. Unbelievable. And you're Hispanic?
Yes. I'm from Colombia.
We got to have Karen interview them.
Well,
We'll
there's
get
so
there,
many
too.
other things.
Okay, Felipe?
And you guys, I'm afraid to ask how old they are. What are you guys currently doing?
So I graduated from CU Boulder back in 2020. After that, I'm a business, my whole family was business people. My dad was an actor in his youth. I decided not to go down the business route. I had to follow this dream because that's just what I wanted to do. But I did open up my own e-commerce, so I sell products on Amazon, eBay, and then I wanted to do acting, so then I graduated from the New York Film Academy here in Lincoln Road. And yeah, I've just been finding acting jobs and all of that. I became.
So you're doing local gigs?
Yeah, local gigs, just some commercials.
And what's on your e-commerce? What kind of stuff are you selling?
So actually, I did an internship in Brazil with my cousin. The way that the whole e-commerce industry works there, it's a lot different than here. It's so much more competitive here, so to scale it here is a lot harder. So my dad has his own shower glass enclosure company, importation of shower glass products, home improvement, and so I just kind of run that Amazon, eBay of his products. So I sell like saw blades and drill bits, home improvement, construction products like that.
Wow. And Brian, how about you?
I sell fish, but occasionally, and then
Fish that you eat or fish that goes in an aquarium?
fish that you eat. Yeah.
Okay.
You're a fisherman?
Yeah, fisherman.
So you go out and fish?
No. I'm sorry. No, I sell fish at a seafood counter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah.
Is it in Boca?
No, it's in Cooper City.
That's
It's
South,
Cooper,
right?
Cooper
It's
City. It's a small company called Publix. You've probably heard of them.
Well, you work for Publix in the fish department.
Yeah.
You got a future as a comedy guy. You got me.
But on the side, yeah, I just started my acting career last year, and I've learned a lot of things. Like I didn't know what backstage was. I didn't know where to find jobs. I didn't know any of these things until I actually stepped out and said, "Let me try to look for it. Let me try to look for jobs." And then that's where I've not only learned a lot, I've made connections with a lot of people, so I'm really grateful in that. I currently I'm gonna start looking for new roles soon. I just need a new car. Once I get a new car, then I'm back at it.
You need a hit movie.
I'm back at it.
You know, I never knew Alex's well ran so deep with his connections and his drive to really.
That's because Alex never talked.
He
doesn't say nothing.
I know.
He stands there, he nods his head. He also did the commercial that
our
we
commercial,
did
our merch
on
commercial.
Comcast.
He did his
Yeah,
hat,
the
right?
hat
I was
thing.
about
Now I gotta ask, you have the individuals, and you got 80 people to pick from. What is it about these 3 or 4? I don't know. Are you in the movie too?
Yeah, I play Sean.
Of the 4, what is it? I can see at the end why, because he has the expertise. I get that part. But what did you see in the other 3?
So, with Karina, she actually acted out the part that I gave her, the extra that I gave her with her husband. Like she actually acted it out, and that's what I was looking for. I was looking for someone that won't just like blatantly just say the lines, but actually act it out.
She became possessed in front of you?
Huh?
She became possessed in front of you?
Because no. It was a completely different thing that she acted out. But it was actually, it wasn't like live. It was just, I had them record themselves and just send it over. Of all the other girls, she was like the one that I was actually dedicated to the role.
Okay.
Same
And the other
thing,
2
and
guys?
then- Huh?
And the other 2 guys? 3 guys.
All 3 of them were also dedicated, but then it was not only like their audition that I saw, because she didn't have any work. It was her first film.
She didn't have any words.
Work.
Oh.
Any prior experience?
Yeah, but they all had prior work. When LJ, he actually applied for another film that I put up on Backstage that never went through, because we're still working out the kinks. When it comes to payments and stuff and props and everything. Because the film that we originally had before this one, it's a big production. It's not like it's not a short film. It's not a horror. So horrors are easy to make.
I was going to ask you, and LJ, I guess, do you do full-length films?
Yeah, I do.
How long is a full length? Let's talk at the time.
An hour. Anything over 45, 50 minutes
Yeah.
is considered a full length. So yeah, I've done quite a few 2-hour movies, an hour.
But yeah, when I saw LJ's audition, he also auditioned for another film that I put out that I never, did. And I saw his previous work, and I thought, everything that he did. I was like, you know what, he's perfect for this role, because it's hard to come across an actor that can play like that creepy villain perfectly, and that's LJ. He plays that character. Then Felipe, I thought he did like a reenactment of what movie was it? You did like a reenactment, and you posted it on Backstage.
Oh, it was Neon Demon.
Yeah.
Neon Demon.
And when I saw it, I was like, wow, like he fully went into character, and I haven't seen that yet. So I was like, you know what, let me give him a chance. But he was also a backup, because we had someone to play the role, but the guy wasn't willing to commute all the way to me. But he was like the backup choice. And when we saw him, we're like, if this guy doesn't work out, Felipe's perfect. So that's how we ended up with Felipe. And then Brian, actually his part was supposed to be comedic in the short film. Out of the whole thing, we have one comedic character. And when I saw Brian's audition,
It's the guy from the small fish company called Publix.
Yeah, the comic relief of the film.
I watch Armageddon because I watch it every time Super Bowl's on. They play that movie
Yeah.
somewhere along the strip, and I watch Armageddon, and they have a comedy piece in that movie as well. And I'm looking at him and I'm saying, boy, he sounds a lot like the comic piece in Armageddon, which is hilarious. The guy was unbelievable. He was a genius and he was hilarious. That's a good mix to put into a horror film.
When he did the audition, it wasn't like it was funny, but it was also what I was looking for. And when we actually shot that scene, because that scene is supposed to be him and Felipe shooting together, and when like their chemistry right off the bat was amazing.
Felipe, what did you like most about doing this movie?
I actually just personally love horror movies. That's my favorite. Yeah, I mean, I'm mainly a comedy guy. You know, like I
You're
just
mainly a comedy guy.
I'm a mainly comedy guy.
You're tall too, so you can play all these different character roles. The two of you guys together could do like these
Well, that's
great
the
role together.
that's the tough thing about me though. I get denied a lot because of my height. I feel like because it's just the majority of people that I'm playing with are not my height.
I kind of find that a little like, what?
I don't
Everybody
know.
wants to be tall.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get.
But I mean, for directors, I mean, it's tough to get that camera angle. Just I don't
Remember Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger did Step Brothers?
Yeah.
I feel like you guys, or twins, you guys could do like a part 2 or something. Yeah, maybe it was twins. Brian and Felipe, like you guys could do twins.
Let's do it.
That would be
Let's do it.
hilarious.
Right? Like you got the comedy side, and then you got the tall guy with the deep voice side, but yet they're twins.
And they're twins.
Right?
Twins too.
You're twins too. I don't do horror. I just do the other side of it.
Well, they got some good horror stuff coming. I went to the movies on the weekend, and they got some fantastic horror stuff. Finally, 3 movies that I can watch. I went to see Plane. Have you guys seen the movie Plane?
I've seen Plane.
That's a great movie.
Horror?
No, it's not. It's an interesting take on a plane that crashes and stuff. I don't want to tell you the movie, but it's interesting. It's interesting how they filmed it.
Did you go to Movies of Del Rey?
I did not because they didn't have it.
Oh, okay.
Everything at the Del Rey movie theater I've seen.
Okay.
So I had to go to another movie theater.
And how did you come up with the name? We were going to talk about that.
Oh, right.
Was that
actually,
LJ or you?
Me. It was
Okay.
me. When I was in middle school, I actually took a Latin class. I took it the last year before they completely took the class out of the curriculum. But I remember thinking, I never seen a movie that had a Latin name to it. Everyone goes for like basic English names. I was like, what if I just add that Latin spin to it? But also the film has Latin in it. There's not to spoil enough, but there's Felipe's character actually said the Latin lines, and without even telling him how to pronounce it, he knew how to pronounce it. It was perfect.
You speak Portuguese?
I do speak Portuguese, yes.
So
I do speak Portuguese,
it's similar.
yes.
It's similar.
So let me get this right. The possessed demon is Latino.
Portuguese.
Or what
No,
else?
I'm kidding.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, is that what happens? She starts talking.
Like El Diablo.
Well, okay.
El
so she doesn't-
Diablo.
I actually don't speak.
No, in the
any
film,
Latin.
she doesn't speak Latin.
You speak Spanish?
Oh yeah, I do, but
In
not
the
in the
film?
film.
Not in the film. Not in the film. In the film, it's
You should have
strictly
you
like.
should have twisted in and thrown a Latino merengue. in there.
Then the demon's name is Pazuzu.
That was funny to me.
The Exorcist, Pazuzu.
From The Exorcist.
Yeah, yeah.
And I told them that when
It's
we
an
were
actual demon,
when
yeah.
we were actually in pre-production, and I thought it was trying to be funny. When you remember when you said, I said, so does the demon have a name? He goes, it's called Pazuzu, and I laughed. I started laughing. I was like, from The Exorcist 2, right? The Pazuzu. And he was like, that's the actual name of a demon. I'm like, Pazuzu?
Yeah, the real name, the real demon name.
And I just thought it was funny.
I gotta tell you, The Exorcist, the book came out before the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I read the book, and I was reading it one night in my room. And it must have been 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep, I'm reading it. And my bed began to shake. Now, a lot of people tell me that I must have been hallucinating. I wasn't. And then that's when I put the book away, and put it in a safe, and I never read it again. And then I went to see the movie. And the movie, the way they did the movie, back in the day, now you gotta take this back, because now they have electronics and everything else that make your head spin. Back in the day, they did this using techniques, which were amazing. But I love the fact, are you going to do another, because you're going to do another movie, are you going to do another horror movie, or are you going to try something else?
Actually, me and LJ came up with this idea. We're gonna do a prequel to this movie, where just his character is like a backstory to LJ's character. Because in the film,
What is LJ's character?
his character Sean, the one that you saw in the trailer that looked back at the room, because the backstory is gonna be that the Ouija board, he actually has control over it.
He has control over
it? Yeah.
My character, when she came in the film, her character comes into the antique shop. I'm the owner of the antique shop, but I also have a dark secret and a dark past. So I'm very sinister. So
I wouldn't think of that looking at you.
When when she was purchasing the Ouija board, I'm the guy who sells it to her. I'm dying to get rid of it. There's a reason why I'm going to get rid of it. All that magic happens.
I got to ask, why don't you take it to a 2-hour flick?
Well, the premise of doing short films like this is to be able to seek investors, like the film festivals and all that. So hopefully, with the success and everyone's creative talent, we could be able to present this film to investors for a potential full feature version of the short. Or even, both of us can even present it to a network and go on from there. So we keep our fingers crossed. Because it does have great potential. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here with you guys.
I'm going to tell you, I like it.
Well, maybe one of Frank, I know you're watching. Maybe one of his books that he's pitching us a full movie, they could do a short and then have the demo, the short, to pitch
A sizzle reel as a presentation.
Yeah.
That's the best way to go.
There's a couple other people that we can sort of pass it along to as well. I mean, I'm excited for the fact that, not only because I know Alex, but I think that you guys all have your head in the game. And you're all looking for it to succeed. And that's the first part of a successful movie. Now, what I'm amazed at is not only are you creative, you wrote this as well, right?
Yes, I wrote it in class in BC. So actually, the professor that I had, he's actually written a few scripts that made it to, the big screen. And he's a published script writer. So, just getting his expertise and everything that, because it was through him that I wrote the script. I came up with the idea. I wrote out a rough draft, and he told me, okay, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? And without his help, I don't think it would have been ready to be filmed.
It's kind of cool. How does your family feel about this role?
Well, my daughter, she's also just like me, big horror fan, and she's so excited. She started showing it to her friends, the trailer and all that stuff, and so she's really proud of me. My husband supports me as well, so my mom
I'm pretty
as
sure
well.
he sleeps now with a crucifix.
Yeah. When I told him what happened, he was like, "Don't be bringing that into this house."
Exactly.
see
Take the makeup off before you hit the front door. Can you imagine?
It's kind of freaky, but it isn't. I love it. I think I applaud that you guys are doing this. I don't know how we can help you. Anything we can do. We know some people that we can.
You're helping
talk
us
to
right
as
now.
well.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you
for the opportunity.
I mean, this is fun. I really love the aspect of what you guys bring.
Let's connect them to Florida Arts Network. It's with
Yes.
Frank, and anything else they can do, and see what else we can work together and collaborate on.
Yeah, because I know that the way it worked at the Movies of Del Rey is they gave you a form, and there were 20 shows, and you voted on them, and they sent that into the Academy.
I think Morse
For
Life
the-
just had
for
a
the
huge
Grammys.
short film festival also.
But the winner of that got to place in the Grammys. I know that.
Not Grammys.
The music?
It was not Grammys. It was something. Which is the other awards? It wasn't the Oscars.
Emmys, Tonys.
Emmys. And the way they did it was they collected these from all over the country, and the top 2 got presented as new film, short version in the Emmys if they had that division or something. And I remember she invited us to go. We were in such production we couldn't get in there, but you got a horse in the race. This changes the equation.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You could be Sean's dad in the prequel.
I'm all in.
He's got the Sean hat.
Got the
hat, right? The hat.
Mama Ali, if you're watching, Mama Ali offered me a cop in her role. And I guess you had to be in the union to do it, so they didn't let me do it. She says. Now I'm supposed to have another role in her movie.
Well, not with these guys. You don't have to be unioned.
And I was in Kramer versus Kramer. I love telling that story. NYU, I was an NYU freshman. And I walked in and they kept moving us back and forth.
That's awesome.
And that was my
right there.
debut. And I saw it in the RKO in Fordham Road. And when they came up, I was with all my friends and I ran around the theater like a maniac. It was
Wow,
only
that's
like
awesome.
3 seconds.
He's already got the part. He's got the Sean hat. Remember,
You got the hat,
he
you're good to
passed
go.
on that hat to Sean.
Anything that has to do with
Karina's in the house.
anything that has to do
She's
with
like, of course there's two Karinas.
of course, because Karina, they're talking about Ouija boys and the Exorcist.
Of course you did. All right, let's take a commercial break. More to come. Metal Lifestyle is in the house. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422. For no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Are you compromising your medical care for doctors out of your network? Are you tired of dealing with referrals to see a specialist? Are you aware that you can save up to $155 a month on your Medicare premiums? You need an all-in-one benefits company that can help with all of your Medicare plan needs. Call today, All-in-One Benefits Group at 954-614-5488. We're here to find an all-in-one plan for you. 954-614-5488. Call today for open enrollment.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 855-993-2180. That's 855-993-2180. Again, 855-993-2180.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Brooklyn Cafe TV show. Whether you enjoy watching in the mornings or afternoons, you can now watch with your favorite merchandise. Choose from the Brooklyn Cafe t-shirts, ranging from sizes small to 3XL. Colors available include black, dark heather, and navy. Feeling chilly? Just check out our latest hoodie with over 9 colors to choose from. Sip on some Brooklyn Cafe coffee with Dawn and Freddie in a matching mug as seen on set. Brooklyn hats and special seasonal items are always popping up and available upon request. To purchase, you can visit our online store at brooklyncafe.tv/shop. Happy shopping!
And there you have
And
it.
there was Alex's debut.
I remember when they made that.
Yep.
Yep.
Just in the cap.
I remember that day. I think that's the day that we went to the movie to go check out the whole theater.
Yes.
I think so.
Oh, okay. Movies of Del Rey.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we shot, we went to see West Side Story there a couple of weeks later. Were you here?
I wasn't there. I didn't go with you guys because I was busy that day. But I wanted to see it. I just couldn't go that day.
We did a red carpet deal and all that. It was fun.
All right, we have to clarify your shoes on the set. These are not dirty. They are not used. They are just Freddie's shoes. These are his lucky shoes that have been in a corner that we're not allowed to move for the past year.
That's
I can't
right.
believe you took them out.
101 wins will do that.
They were in a bag, in a corner, and they could not move. But apparently they can now move. But no, someone asked. They're clean shoes. They're all good.
These
they were
shoes-
given to you as a gift
Gina, Bella.
from Gina and Jay. So
Gina and Jay gave me these shoes, and he said to me, I wore them one time, but they're not my size. So what I did was I put them in a bag, and I put them in the corner, and the Mets kept winning last year. And I think somebody in the studio, shall remain nameless, decides to move them to clean the corner. And they lost to the Padres in the playoffs. So this year, I'm going to put my shoes,
Someplace
when they start
else.
winning, at a high point where she can't reach
I
it.
have a perfect point for
No,
you.
no, no, I don't
Did
need
you
a
ever throw
perfect
your
point.
sneakers over like
No, I ain't doing
a
that.
wire?
No, do you know what
You
that
ever
means?
do that?
Like in Brooklyn.
Like in Brooklyn, so I'm
Like
thinking.
Mike. Like
Did you
Mike.
throw your sneakers over like a light pole, and it'd be like homage to being back home?
You know, those are people that died.
It is?
that too, yeah.
Oh no, then don't do that. I just thought we could like we could do a tribute to the Mets.
Or play with a Ouija board.
Oh no, we're not
I know
gonna
what
say
to get you for your birthday.
No.
That's coming up. Ouija on steroids.
Wow.
It's the talking version.
No, thank you very much. I know these are
I'll give you the one up from set.
We all sign it.
I'm good. Thank you. You guys keep that amongst yourselves. We bless you, keep you safe, give you some sage and Palo Santo on your way out
Amen.
the door. We're good to go. But we've got Karina with us. We've got Karina Felix, the new host of Metal Lifestyle Magazine, visiting us to walk through tomorrow's show.
I got to hold it to an angle.
I know she's getting ready for the March edition, and you and I have some questions to answer for them as well.
I don't know why she would even do that, but
It's the hat.
it's always the hat.
It's always the hat.
It's always the hat.
Karina, what do we have happening for
She
you?
got
Got a
one.
mic there.
She got one.
What do we have happening for tomorrow?
Tomorrow is going to be a fun, juicy episode. I have two.
Juicy?
Very juicy. Because number one, I have Miss Michelle Alva, and she is the love goddess.
She's the tantric.
She's the tantric
goddess?
Sex goddess. So we get to
Oh, that's
talk.
the lady that you told me about?
And I'm just preparing everyone. She's very open about her sexuality and being feminine, and we talk about a yoni and all of that.
Yeah, maybe we
So-
should put her behind the table. No, I'm kidding.
Ooh, yes. So I actually did a session with her, 5 hours yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
And I
What kind of session did you do?
I'm not
That
going to
kind
say
of
that on
session.
camera.
Really? How
For
was it?
anyone that
5
needs to.
hours?
Well, it was a little bit of
Man, you took
healing.
a long
and,
time.
I'm getting all like flustered here. But she does it for women. She does it for guys, and she does it for couples. And
I'm sure she does.
especially for guys, you should listen in so you can learn some tricks.
Kind of a nice Valentine's Day.
So you guys are all invited tomorrow
To
for
keep the girls happy,
the
not
shows.
just on Valentine's Day, but all year round, because we can all use a little bit of tricks every now and then and tips, right?
Are we going to be a little uncomfortable tomorrow?
It's going to be so much fun. And and we have Joe Petrusky, and he's also a healer, and he also works with a lot with women, and it's all about energy healing, and again, shifting that energy from our root chakra and bringing it up to our, throughout all the different chakras and opening up and being open and free and
And you asked what we're doing tomorrow.
getting
at
rid of a
4.
lot of blocks.
This is what we're still doing tomorrow at 4.
It's funny, when we were at iHeartRadio doing our show, you brought in a lady who was about 4'0", and she used to jump on your body and sort of mangle you and hit you and all this. What was that called?
Thai massage.
Oh,
The what?
The one where
A Thai massage.
where they move you around and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
stretch you and they do all the work
Stretch
on your
you.
body.
You're like a piece of bread, and
Yeah.
she's molding you into a pretzel.
That was my college roommate. That one?
Yeah.
That one, yes. So I had
Had
had that.
That,
Well,
you did that then too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, I felt fantastic.
It works. It works.
It does. I mean, if it doesn't, who cares?
So yeah, it's going to be a fun show, and definitely tune in because you might learn some
So you've
stuff.
got you, Nadini.
Nandini and I going to talk a lot about. Again, it's a lot of healing and how to get rid of a lot of our blocks, especially our past traumas. A lot of women have a lot of sexual trauma that has stuck around. We didn't process them. We didn't let them through. And these are just modalities, massages, stuff that you could do that helps.
A whole
Get you
love
to that
set.
next
Alex,
perfect
your next
orgasm,
movie,
if you know what I mean. Whew.
Alex, your next movie.
You're skipping up
There
what
you
she just said?
Yes.
I got a movie for you guys. Yeah, we'll chat. We'll chat after.
I'm gonna skip over that because that's Cafe After Hours.
That is
Well, I
a
wouldn't say
cafe
anything
after
bad,
hours.
but yeah.
It's the innuendos.
Well, it kind of goes with our Valentine's Day promotion.
Exactly.
It's not just,
The
you don't have
heart-
to be with a couple. You can just be for yourself.
No, we're talking about self-love, loving yourself, being in healthy relationships. You know,
With
what does
yourself.
it look like? And
With yourself.
and just being on your own and having fun and just being okay.
You have an audience coming in tomorrow?
I'm not sure.
All right, you'll let us know.
We just never know, with this
You
show. You
never know
never
with
know
you.
who walks right in, especially with me. Yeah.
You never know with that one.
I did
for
put it
sure.
out there, so
I know
anyone
Lynn
in
will
the
be here.
area, just come on in.
Lynn will be here because he's going to be here.
Okay.
So Lynn will stay.
Well, Lynn is part of the whole group also. He's all about the feminine and masculine divinity and healing. So it's going to be a fun show.
This is the Twin Flames. This is gonna get a little hot seat.
Yeah.
You going to wear red?
Red what? Red underwear, yes.
Yeah, I think that's funny. I don't even know what to do with you. Is Nadine going to bring her plants to sing again?
I'll make sure she bring her little equipment just in case. But she has this amazing poem that she wrote. I've been working on it this morning. It's going to do a nice scrolling, and it's talking about the heart, and the heart has all these secrets, and how we see people and we think they're all together, but we all still have that secret deep down inside of us.
You know, I was watching the Super Bowl, all the commercials, and they did a lot. There were a lot of commercials. I don't know who sponsored the commercials about Jesus Loves Us, the U.S.
I saw that.
So someone clearly was paying for that. But you see, there was one that talked. You saw all the joy in people's lives, and the love, and the children, and the hugging of the children, which was just an amazing commercial. And then there was one of the expressions of people, whether they were fighting or yelling at each other, the stills, the black and whites, the expressions. And that, again, was the same type of commercial. And I remember watching it, and I'm thinking of what you just said, of what it looks like on the outside. And we go through life, and we see people sitting here. You have no idea what's going on the inside of anybody, yet they seem so together or so not together. But what it's really like on the inside. If you're not together on the outside, can you imagine what's going on the inside? It's like a spaghetti mess inside.
Oh, yeah. It's stressful.
But I thought those commercials were amazing because, you know, they always say politics, religion, church and state, we separate everything. Not the Super Bowl.
You saw Dunkin' Donuts commercial?
Yes.
$7.5 million.
For the first commercial?
Yes, the guy, J-Lo and her husband were in it. And he's trying to get an order through the window. He messes all that up. And then J-Lo says, I just want a donut in a bag. $7.5 million they pay to put that thing up there. So you never know what's going on in them.
You never know. But I thought those are two great commercials.
But
totally opposite.
But we don't know who
I don't know who
put
paid
it
for
in.
it. I don't know who.
Love.com it said, or God.com or something.
Did it? I thought it was interesting.
It's interesting what you could do with a little bit of money.
No, but it made me think of what you just said. You never know what's going on. On the outside, everyone looks put together. You have no idea what it's like on the inside.
Never make no judgment. I always say, you know, ask questions. Be very aware, and and I always say no opinion, no judgment. We only have a judgment once we have an opinion, and we shouldn't have an opinion unless we know what's really going on. So
it's true. You shouldn't have an opinion or judgment on anybody, no matter what is going on. You know, and always have a little bit of laughter in your soul because that's the glue that makes everything
actually
work.
we should have a lot of laughter, a lot of happiness. Because that elevates our vibration. That puts us in a good place, and then that attracts more love and happiness and joy.
It's contagious.
At Ashley's bridal shower, she went around the room and she said to all the ladies, give me one tip of advice for getting married, my daughter-in-law. And someone says to her, my girlfriend says, life gets hard and life can get really, really difficult, but you gotta laugh. And if you can laugh through the difficult moments, as difficult as they are, because they will come, at least you know you're together and you will get through it to the next step.
And very simple.
You know what my advice was as the new mother-in-law? Separate bathrooms. She went, really? I go, yep. You have your space and he has his space, and then you're
but
good.
this is what happens. When you're living in sin, or whatever the hell you want to call it.
It's not
and you
sin.
When you're living,
Together.
domestically, whenever you're doing,
Yes.
and you have a big fight, you still live domestically. You know,
That's why
it's
you
not
need two
like
bathrooms.
anybody says, well, let me call my attorney and let me take half your wallet.
Why do the guys think you're so funny?
Because it's
they've
true.
been there.
Because it's true. You see, you stay domesticated, and no matter how much you fight, you come back to the whole thing again. But as soon as you go bloop, and they go bloop, and the attorney, you know what my advice would have been?
Don't
have
get
a
married.
good attorney. Don't get married.
That's my son. That's not going to be my advice.
So don't get married. Why you gotta get married for? Why you gotta get married?
You know, it's
Go to the church and say amen, or or go to the wherever you guys do. Break a glass or something. Just stay hitched.
I am going to have to agree.
with Freddie.
Yes.
I mean, you guys aren't, except
Yes.
for you, you're married, so you don't listen to the conversation. You're married too, God bless you, amen. But the bottom line here, you notice that when you live together, you
changes.
get over any fight.
Yes.
But when you're married, it becomes
instant.
The Exorcist.
It's amazing.
Come here.
It's like you signed a contract and now you are my property.
Property.
That's the mentality. So all of a sudden, that whole "I love you," because now they think, "I got you. You can't run away."
You know,
But
Katie's got the feeling circle.
It changes people's. It changes the relationship. Why? It's a mental thing again.
Because you got a bound
And then
contract.
all of a sudden, women want to change men. You ever seen that thing?
Can't do that.
Yeah,
It's
you can't
change.
do
I'm
that.
marrying you because I'm going to change you. Why? You marry me without the change. Why you got to change before? Got to change. And guys, what happens to guys? They get stupid. Guys, stop thinking. We stop thinking.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Ask my wife. She's the boss.
So I
don't
had-
even run around the house.
So I
She
had this
runs
guy
the
made a
house.
very good observation. He says when a woman and a man are dating, they fall in love and everything is well, and then down the line she decides change this and change that, and you know the guy goes along because he wants to make her happy, and then eventually she turns him into this so-called perfect guy. But then she loses the attraction, and she's like, well, you know what I wanted, and goes out looking again. And the guy does that too. He meets a nice, hot, sexy girl, and he, no, you can't dress like this anymore. And once she's like not taking care of herself, and she's not fixing, and then he's like, I don't like this. Then he goes looking for the hot, sexy girl again. So it's like, leave the person as you meet them, because that's what you fell for.
Because you become complacent and content.
Oh.
You become like...
Yes.
Take me as I am or don't take me at all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My
Exactly.
my first wife, I lived with her, and I had a chair, like one of these. And she used to move it around. And I said, oh, that's cute. Oh, honey, that's so cute. Let me put it back. And she used to move. Now, when I got married to her, she threw it out.
She never liked the chair at all.
So
She was
I
just
bought
being
the
nice.
ugliest
Rip.
chair.
Dang it.
It made her cry when I bought this bad boy. And I put cinder blocks on the bottom of it.
Wow.
I said, now you know what you should have left alone.
There you go.
So then I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. You threw out my chair. Why? It's just, you know what? The best advice is
Don't get married.
don't get married.
Best advice, you stay in your house and I'll stay in mine.
No, you can live in the same house. You can live in the same
So I have
house.
upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah,
I get
there
the,
you go.
I get the upstairs.
Yeah, you get-
you
you get
get
a
the
left wing and I
downstairs.
get a right
Stay
wing.
out of my
Like I
lane.
said, separate spaces.
And the funny,
That's how
and
it
the
should
funny
be.
thing is, it ain't your house. It ain't my house. The bank owns the house,
Ah,
right?
get into
Not in
it.
my case.
Get
The
into
Sorry.
bank owns the house. Well, in your case, you own it because I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
tell you, living over there, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of bells and whistles.
5 hours of bells and whistles
Oh my
yesterday.
goodness.
go.
But
Don't you
know,
see how I'm glowing?
I was about to say, you look like you were in,
I came in dancing.
You look like a meteorite coming in. It says, somebody get my glasses. What is going on? But the object of the game is that you should have fun in life.
Always.
True.
And if it takes not being married to have fun in life, then don't do it. You know, nobody can tell you or judge you for right, wrong, or indifferent, but people do change.
You too.
Yes.
My father was married for 66 years or 64 years to my mother
God bless him.
when they were alive. And I said to my father, Dad, what is the secret?
Yes, for sure.
What do you do? He goes, huh?
It's like
I
my
said,
parents.
he tells me, I don't listen. I go, huh?
That's exactly.
And then he
what it is.
says, okay. He came out with, it doesn't
Matter.
add up to fight. Because at the end of the day, somebody's got to swallow. At the end of the day, somebody's got to lose the fight. And if you get rid of that at the beginning, you're not going to have a fight. Now, eventually, the person that wins is going to say, I feel bad because, my God, I put him through so much. So my mother was a lot nicer to my father. And that's the secret to their marriage. Me? I couldn't deal with that.
Nope. I'm still like stomping my feet.
You?
You know,
You've been married a long time.
a long time.
I can only imagine. Serpico must be like beside himself. He must be like having all sorts of fits.
Seizures. He's like,
Seizures. Oh, baby, you walk into the bathroom and you're like a seizure as you get to take a shower. How long you been married? There you have it.
I lost count. I don't know.
Separate bathrooms. I'm telling you,
Oh
it's the
boy,
key.
this is
Bathrooms
gonna
is
be funny
definitely,
tomorrow.
Valentine, you're going to hear it all tomorrow right here at the studio.
I love it. I dated, was it my first wife? No, it was my second wife. I was on the dating game, right? And she got everything right. She knew everything about me. Me? I didn't even know her name. I ain't get nothing right. She says, you're a real idiot. I said, I told you I didn't want to go on this thing. She says, how can you not know my shoe size? You know your husband's shoe size, I bet.
do.
Does he know yours?
I think.
You want to bet?
Uh-oh.
You want to bet? Now she's going to go home and says, what's my shoe size?
How about you, OJ? You know his?
What is it?
Are you guys in a relationship? Not together, but it's I mean, guys are together. I mean,
No, I'm separate. Just separate.
Yeah.
But you're married.
Yes, I have a girlfriend.
you know her shoe size?
No, I don't.
They just met.
They just
got together.
It's a new thing. yeah.
Okay, Brian.
Same thing. We just met. I do not know.
Do they have feet?
Yes. She wears sandals.
Oh,
how
I'm
did
sure
you
I
guys-
count the toes. Wait a minute. Let me say one.
Now,
Did you meet online or in person?
Okay, you all get you put together.
Yeah.
Okay.
In person.
Did you meet her online or in person?
Person.
Wow, it's impressive.
Now, I'm going to tell you the secret to
Never
relationships.
thought that would ever happen.
Right? I know.
The secret to relationships. Look at the toes
Yeah.
on a woman. Seriously. Because that's the furthest thing from the heart. And if they take care of that, then they have a great heart.
Of course.
I've never, ever. That and the lemon test, which I'll talk to you guys about later.
Wow.
Are the two formulas that I gave my sons when they grew up.
Do their wives have nice toes?
They have the best. I got to admit, they have the best.
Nice.
What's she say? What?
Where's the buzzer? It's over here, Katie.
That's not a buzzer. This is warming up for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to heat it up, baby.
I am a testament, though, that I am now better friends with my ex-husband than we were when we were married.
Was that the gentleman we met here?
Yes.
My God, that guy grabbed you to kiss you, but his man's like, he's very strong.
He's very Italiano,
Then he's like, my goodness
capisce?
gracious, I thought he was going to do the mafia on you. He's like, come here, I'm going to kiss you. I went, wow.
LJ, how long have you been married?
5 years.
Did you meet her in person or online?
In person.
Look at this. Everyone's meeting their
You have
partners
children?
in person.
No.
You gonna have any?
I don't think that's in my cards though.
You don't think so?
I'm still a child, for God's sake.
Does she want children?
What was that?
Does
my,
she want?
my domestic partner? No, I don't think that's in our cards.
And that's okay.
Can
And
adopt
that's
a little
okay.
Asian boy.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever the universe says, I guess. I don't know.
That's
Just
okay.
got a pet.
And Karina, how
No,
long
we
have
don't
you
do
been married?
pets. So
No?
no.
For about a year, but I've known him for like more than half my
Asian
life.
girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, you know
We
him
met in-
half your life and you just got
We
married?
met in junior high. Well, I met him in junior high school, and then we were like on and off. So
Wow.
it's a complicated story.
It's a book.
Too
It's a movie.
complicated.
It's a movie. Somebody get the movie.
It's a
It's
movie.
a movie. It's a Valentine's
Which
Day
ones
movie.
aren't complicated?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're all complicated.
Wow.
But I'm happy.
That's good, and you
It's
could
going
tell
well.
you're happy when I saw you guys. I was like,
You
okay.
lived
I
all,
met him. He's a good guy.
He's a really
you
nice
lived
guy.
your marriage in Florida?
Did I what?
Have you been married in Florida for the year?
Yeah, it was here because we're from New York. Both of us are from New York.
What part of New York?
From the Bronx.
What part of the Bronx?
Pelham Parkway, White Plains Road. Really?
used to live there.
What year were you there?
That would be
70s?
80.
Early 80s?
Yeah. Early
And what year
80s.
were you there?
I was there for about 5 years. I came in 2022. So I was there
So
for
you
like
were there in
2016 around
16? No, I wouldn't know you. You, I think I know. From the day I was on DeKalb Avenue in the
She's
Bronx.
Freddie's age.
You were what?
DeKalb Avenue, Mashula Parkway.
Are you spelling it out?
Do you really think you saw me
I
walking
think I
down
did.
the street?
So you were the one glowing.
Getting ready for tomorrow is all I can tell
See,
you.
when you're in New York City and you get married, it's a different animal than Florida. You guys have been married in New York ever?
No.
Married in
My
New
mother.
York?
My mother.
Your mom. Is she
My
still
pa-
married?
My parents.
Yeah.
She's still married.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
New
mom
York's-
too.
Yeah, in New York, where?
My mom's from Washington Heights. That's where I was born.
186th Street?
I think so.
I
yeah.
think I know your mother.
I guess
My sister still lives there. I was there 30 years ago.
Well, no, we moved to Florida 21 years ago.
I'm telling you, I've been over 30 years we lived in the Heights.
okay.
But when you're married in New York, it's different because it snows. And when it snows, it cools
Yes.
off all the bad juju. It's a
No,
true story.
The difference is this happens in the Caribbean. So when people are living in cold places, especially like Holland and Canada, whatever, they come to the island as happy couples. But when you're on an island, there's a lot of outdoory stuff. You're
Too
on
much.
the beach.
Too many
and the
bikinis on the
parties,
beach, man.
And there's the distraction.
Too much
and a lot of
coquito
flirting.
on the
And all of a
beach.
sudden, if I tell you the crazy story that happened in Turks and Caicos, you would.
Well, it's the Turks and Caicos.
Well, you know, and then
That's
you
the
know,
only place that
it's-
has two names, so it can't be
exactly.
great.
And then you have, you know, the best friend messing around with her husband, and then this one leaves for that, and you're going, what the heck is going on here? And I'm like, one day it would be a great movie or one of those great
Movie
Lifetime
maker
shows.
right there. The heat turns things on
It
to
does.
the furnace level.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, things get a little haywire.
Yeah.
So when the snow comes, everybody stops. And it sort of reboots.
But because
you.
you're indoors all the time, you're
Yeah.
always indoors, and you're always. But in the Caribbean, everybody free.
Caribbean is like that.
You're out there. So that's Florida. You're outdoors. It's warm all the time. You're going out. Let's have drinks. Let's go have happy hour.
I tell you, it's tough to be
Dancing.
living in Florida as a married couple. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Not easy at all, especially young, because
Yeah.
they're vibrant. They go all over the place. And then now Miami's like Manhattan. Forget about it.
Miami. Oh my gosh, South Beach. You know, there's the golf carts. It looks like a golf cart. Driving down Ocean Avenue, and there is a woman. I don't think she had any clothes on, but her
No,
booty.
string in her hair.
It's normal. It's normal down there.
But
So it
her
is.
booty was hanging outside of the golf cart, doing some sort of
It's normal.
bouncy jiggy
that's
thing.
Miami,
That's
that's
called
normal.
And I'm
bootylicious.
like, did I just
Bootylicious.
see what I thought? And they all went, huh? And all the guys, just like you said. Of course. I think she had nothing on, not even a string in her hair.
Nothing.
I think there was nothing from
You take a picture?
my
Let me see
view.
it.
Did you take a picture?
It was when they were ransacking the car, but no, I missed. But somehow all the guys seemed to manage to watch that.
You know, Florida has so much
Thank you.
stuff going on, and 90% of it ain't even real. But so much stuff going on that you begin to say, you know what?
It's not Florida. Miami Beach is a whole different
Miami.
situation.
Miami.
Yeah.
You go down to Miami, I'll give you $10 if you can tell me the hottest babe in 1 hour. You can't do it.
You can't.
Better than
You
the
can't
next.
do
There's
it.
too many.
Too many. Yeah. Oh, that one. Oh, wait a minute. This one. And this one.
One of them walks out the Target. Oh, right there.
It's
And if they
unbelievable.
say hi to you, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, baby, watch out. You win.
All right, you ready to wrap this up?
Ready to wrap it up. This is off, and for tomorrow, come down, check it out. Meta Beyond the Air. What do we got tomorrow on the air? We got Meta. Tonight we have Aliens.
We got a lot going on tonight.
We
Tonight
have
got Call Me
Alien
Zena.
Show. You guys like
We
Aliens?
got Call Me Zena today at 3 o'clock. Psychic, medium, and now been abducted by the aliens for a year.
Oh, that's
Sally
a
Bernard.
freaky
She'll
show.
be in today, so if you want to stay, you can stay. If you want to come in, come on in. 5 o'clock, we have The Reinvented Life out of California. And then 8 o'clock tonight, we have Russ Johnson with Sally Bernard on Aliens. Lights in the Night. And ever since that show, shooting everything down.
I know.
3 have come down.
Ever since that show, we've been shooting everything down from the atmosphere, so that's
3
going to be
have
interesting.
come down.
4. Another one this morning.
I told you my dream.
And we got a new show that aired today, taped today on social media. It's called
Medicare All-in-One Benefit Solutions.
That's
so
at
check that out.
8:30.
So a lot of stuff.
So we got a
going
full slate tonight starting at 4. No, at 3.
on. Starting in an hour.
Yep.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Come to the studio tomorrow. It is Valentine's Day. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.